So I had somebody tell me, you need to make a video about single mothers. Well, I got tips for single mothers. A lot of times there are some guys that will notice on your profile that you are single. Whenever they want to connect with you, they will send messages like, hey gorgeous, hey beautiful, you're the best woman alive, looking woman alive. All these crazy nonsense. You know, you may be beautiful, but their intentions are not beautiful. So what do? Go ahead and say, hello, thank you very much for that wonderful comment that I rarely receive until you came along, Mr. Romeo. And whenever he starts talking and says, hey, I want your phone number, all these things, don't give him your phone number. Instead, tell him, I have a business line that I appreciate for anyone I don't really personally know to call me on, and give him the Avon phone number. And then when he contacts you and he says, well, that was an Avon phone number, tell him, well, you know what? If you don't buy lipstick from me, you don't get any time with me. All right? So you can't ever message me unless you order $100 worth of Avon. And girl, you better make sure you have an Avon account. Number 2, if you're Christian like I am, you want to make sure that you don't have any, how do I say this, close relationships that are going to steer you away from following God. So another trick that comes my way, and I'm sure comes your way too, is they say, oh, you love God? I love God too. Well, what do you know? What does John 3:16 say? And if they don't know it, that's an alarm, or I should say a red flag. Okay, number 2, the test would be, what church do you go to? They might say something to that. And then the third one, what's your pastor's name? Okay, you know right there, they're not gonna have a pastor's name. And if they do, well, then they might be telling some truth there. And because you are a mother, you have to be careful who you allow into your circle, because you have kids here at stake. So another thing is, does this guy like kids? Because if he don't like your kids or other kids, he's not gonna be a good addition to the circle. He's gonna be a negative impact, and you're gonna want to kick his butt. Try not to get to that point. Instead, these are some things that you should think about before allowing this guy into your circle. Some questions to ask are, where do you eat? Now, if he names all these steakhouses trying to impress you and he doesn't acknowledge McDonald's, Burger King, then you know he's not a good one. Another question you can ask him is, what apps do you have on your phone? Because a man who is looking to be in a relationship with you is already thinking of the children to invest into their lives. So if he mentions all these apps like, oh, I have YouTube, I have Facebook, all these things, but there's nothing kid related, that's a big warning, because he should at least have something dedicated in his mindset towards your children. A good factor is, what song do you listen to on a regular basis? Here's an example. So if he doesn't have any interest in your kids, he's not gonna have any kid-related stuff within his phone or his type of lifestyle. And I'm talking about Burger King and McDonald's as well. But if perhaps you let your guard down, I hope not, but if you do, and you think, I'm gonna meet with this guy, I am going to talk with him and see whatever he has to say. Well, listen up. Go ahead and meet in a place where you and your children and this man can hang out with each other. So find a park, restaurant that allows kids, that type of thing. And if you have girls, make sure they bring their toys. The boys, let them bring whatever they want to bring. Let them be in their natural state. That way you can see how he responds to them. Because if he doesn't like unicorns, that's a big no. Another thing is, if the kids get tired and whiny, let them be whiny in front of this man. If he gets agitated and you can tell he's trying his best to stay calm, don't compromise. Don't say, I'm sorry, this and that. Tell him, this is real life, senor. And if you don't like it, you better hit road, man. No, I know, ladies, I can be a little bit harsh. Some of you are a lot softer than I am, and that's okay too. What I'm saying is, keep everything in perspective, because You are the only parent raising these children, and you want to make sure you protect them. So make sure you go through this list that I have provided for you, and make sure that you don't allow somebody who's going to ruin the children's peace of mind and your peace of mind as well. The last thing, if he doesn't watch Lupita, you know you need to let him go. See you in the next video.